What's going on, everybody? It's Pelfrey. This is the Red Sea Reefer 250. Let's take a look real quick at this Halloween hermit crab that has for some reason decided to get stuck in between these two torches a couple times. I actually thought if you look to the left on top of that torch there, you can see some flesh there. I actually thought that he ended up abandoning his shell in search of finding another shell because he was stuck there. If you stay tuned for the later part of the video, we'll see what kind of shenanigans he's up to again, because this Halloween hermit crab definitely pulls some tricks, no doubt about that. I did a video a while back on Dr. Foster's and Smith having a coupon. So I got two 300-watt titanium Finex heaters. I've always wanted to run a titanium heater. I've heard really good things about them. The thing to consider with this particular set is that they don't come with controllers or thermostats. So if you plug them in, they're going to go from 0 to 100 and boil your water. I don't know that they'll necessarily boil the water by any means, but you do need to run them through a controller. And since I am running the Neptune Apex, I thought what a perfect opportunity. And Bulk Resupply's done multiple videos on how often you should replace heaters. I've been running the same Eheim heaters for as long as I can remember. Matter of fact, I've had one of those heaters in at least 2 previous tanks. The Eheim heaters have been perfect. I do run 2 of them in the Red Sea Reefer 250. The thermostats are turned up a little bit, and I control them again with the Apex because I have the Apex, and that's part of the reason that I bought the Apex. So right out of the box, the Finex heater comes with this plastic case on there. I'd really have to look at the directions. I was just too lazy to do so to figure out why the plastic casing is on there. My best assumption is that it is just there for the suction cups. I don't really mind that. I'm going to lay them down in the sump to begin with, so I don't need the plastic casing, and the suction cups just take up more room than I want. And from my experience, suction cups just don't really work all that well. So I'm going to end up taking the plastic covers off these heaters and just throwing them in the sump. I'm not sure when I plan to replace the Eheim heaters. Again, the Eheim heaters have been perfect for me, but I got these, I think it was like 15 or 20% off. And again, I'd looked at titanium heaters in the past, so I just went ahead and bought a set of them. But let's get on to the fun part of the video. I feel like I've actually done well and minimized the amount of hardware that I'm buying in 2018, and I've spent a fair amount of money on livestock for once. I did place another order with Pieces of the Ocean. I placed an order originally after a live sale, and since I'd already paid for shipping and Saturday shipping at that, I went ahead and spent more money. So buying the items after the live sale and then waiting a whole week was good, but it was bad. It definitely cost me more money. And I do have to give a shout out to Scurvy, because he's the one that turned me on to this particular Wrasse that I picked up. This is actually a juvenile female diamond flasher Wrasse, and they're quite expensive. I was pretty shocked whenever I saw the price tag on the fish, but again, they were having a sale, so why not? The original order contained the Wrasse and a Miyagi tort. Since I'd already gone that far again, I went ahead and picked up 3 more corals. I got a brain coral just because I wanted to get something a little bit easier to keep. And then I end up getting a Magic Kingdom Pieces of the Ocean piece. I also picked up a Mind Bender A-can from Pieces of the Ocean. And last, a Witch's Brew Anchinata. I'm probably going to just refer to these pieces as I don't know what they are, because I don't really go by the whole scientific name whenever it comes to corals. I like nice pieces. I'm just looking for color. And again, the Miyagi tort was something that I eyeballed from the get-go. And the original order ended up costing me money. We've been through that. As always, the corals and the fish were packaged well. The fish is tiny, and it came with about a half a gallon of water. We did get this shipped before it got really, really cold, and I've noticed that some companies won't even ship on Fridays. I've not had any problems with my shipments getting to me on Saturdays, and I get it. If somebody ships on a Friday and there are delays, then it is going to prolong the process, and chances are whatever they shipped is probably not going to make it by the time it gets to you. If you remember my previous video about the hammers and torches, they also come from Pieces of the Ocean, and really had a great experience with them. So, why not? And then if you're not on Reef to Reef, you should probably get on Reef to Reef if you're looking for livestock or hardware or anything in general, because a lot of these vendors advertise these live sales on Reef to Reef. So that's where you can typically catch really good deals. And if you're in a situation that I'm in, you have to order livestock. I do have a place that's about an hour, so about a 2-hour round trip for me. And it's just really time consuming by the time you factor in the time spent there. So I just really prefer to order it online. It does end up costing me more money, especially if I just want to order some snails or whatever. I got to make the shipping worth it again. This is the Halloween crab that got stuck in between the torches. Again, I don't know what is up with this cat, but he is always doing this. All I'm doing is taking a coral feeder that I have and sticking it in the tank, popping him out from between the torches. There must be something in between these torches that he really, really loves. Haven't figured it out yet, but it seems like it's a pretty common occurrence for this character to get stuck here. And when I say stuck, it takes a little bit of leverage with the coral feeder to pop them out. Now, I don't quarantine fish. We've been through that before. So all of the animals that I get are temperature acclimated, and then I'll bring the salinity up to where my tank is, and they go right into the tank. It is unfortunate, I will say, that the wrasse that I picked up from Live Aquaria did not make it for one reason or another, but the beautiful diamond tail flasher wrasse is thriving today. She's very, very tiny. It's very strange seeing a tiny fish. It almost reminds me of like one of the neon red tetras or whatever those little freshwater fish are called. But she shows excellent colors. Can't wait for her to grow up. She eats everything you put in the tank, so you can't really complain about that. The Miyagi tort is right there in the middle of the frame, and that sucker came in large. This is actually a shot of natural daylight hitting the Miyagi tort, and you can see some of the polyp extension there. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should. If you don't have an Instagram, you should take about 1 minute and sign up for it, and follow all the other reefers on Instagram as well. The reason why I mentioned that is because I posted a picture of this way back when, and I do more often updates and real-time updates on Instagram. The hammers that you see here, the two up in the left there, those come from Pieces of the Ocean. And it's worth mentioning that the torch that the Halloween crab keeps getting stuck in between, that also come from Pieces of the Ocean. Obviously, I'm diving into hard to keep corals pretty hard, but I feel like I'm at a good point with this. I've discussed this before. I'm doing 8 to 10 gallon water changes every week with salt that matches my current water parameter, so I don't have to worry about any alkalinity fluctuations. I am raising the temperature of the water exactly to where my tank is at. I store the water in the garage, so whenever it's really cold in the garage, the water is sometimes 40 degrees or maybe even less. The acan and the anchinata look fantabulous. Fantabulous. I may have just created a word. And for some reason, that's where one of the cleaner shrimp that I have sticks around all the time, just hanging around upside down. The anchinata is a very interesting coral. I really didn't know a lot about them until I started seeing them on the Pieces of the Ocean website. Whenever I saw the colors of it and how it resembled an acan, I decided I would give it a try. Now, I have changed things a little bit as far as whenever I get frags in. I am taking them off the frag plug and going through the simple procedure with using Revive and whatnot. But I'm either doing one of two things. In these 3 particular pieces, I took them off the frag plug and I glued them on a small piece of rock rubble that I had in my sump. As far as any of the harder to keep corals, I take them off the frag plug and then I mount them in the tank where I plan to keep them. Now this Magic Kingdom acro is not showing great colors, as you can see here, but again, the colors don't bother me as long as the coral is alive, and as long as it has polyp extension on it, I'm definitely not going to complain. But this is one of the pieces that I really want to get some colors from, because on the website it was phenomenal, and if I can get colors on that guy, then I think I'm doing pretty good. That is the PC Rainbow that I got from Budman's Corals a while back. They hadn't really showed much color on it, but the Miyagi Tort has done pretty well. And again, this was a nice chunky size frag that I got from them. So you're always thrilled whenever you get nice chunky frags. Just like that, folks, as quickly as we started the video, it's over. Everything's doing great. As always, I appreciate you following along. Check out the website at pelfrey.net. Check me out on Instagram. I'm going to keep spending money on livestock, and I'm going to have a reef tank, whether it's SPS or LPS, with Wrasses, because Scurvy's 100-gallon Wrasse tank is phenomenal. Catch you on the next one.